not as empty. It was so unlike her. She'd been so elated, so over the moon. That fateful moment when she tearfully clutched the pregnancy test stick in her hand. She was spilling over with happiness. I remember the first time that she basked in the sound of the baby's heartbeat during the first ultrasound. You would think she was sold with the idea of motherhood, with the way she'd sing lullabies while gently stroking her rotund belly. Sometimes she'd spend entire afternoons artfully knitting outfit upon baby outfit, while swaying back and forth in the rocking chair inside the nursery she had proudly self-decorated. Can people truly change overnight? If so, that would perfectly explain how quickly my wife's mood had slipped through the cracks. When baby Jonas was finally delivered, I saw the look in her eyes, even if the other nurses in the room seemed oblivious. I noticed her split-second hesitance as he was handed to her, her faltering smile that she quickly readjusted. The manner with which her eyes roved over the body of her son was alien, as if scanning a foreign object. There was a strange sadness that dulled her eyes. I tried to place a finger on it. Was it disappointment that Jonas hadn't turned out as she wanted? Or perhaps realization had finally crashed down upon her? No longer was Jonas an abstract concept, floating about within the walls of her womb. Now he was made flesh in her arms, with an imposing physicality that caught her off guard, paving the way to doubt and second thoughts. After the nurses had left the room, I decided to gently ask her if she was feeling okay. As quickly as I brought up the question, she shut me down with a strained, "I'm fine" response. Any more nudging was met with curt, disinterested responses, as she occupied herself with breastfeeding rather than spare me her attention. Eventually, I took the hint that what Alyssa possibly needed was space, so I packed up to leave even before visiting hours had concluded, kissing her and the baby goodbye before departing. In my following visits, however, her faintly miserable state had hardly lifted. Once her and little Jonas were discharged from the hospital, I hoped that the days at home would allow her to better settle. Less than a week after their arrival, I came home from work, finding the living room empty. I heard singing, then Alyssa in the nursery, so I walked. I turned the corner, and there she was, seated in the rocking chair, swaying serenely as she gazed out the window at the blue sky. The crib, my darting eyes noted, was empty. Softly, she spoke. I've simply never felt anything like it, and I didn't want to go back to feeling so hollow again. Her hands were placed upon her belly, stroking the swell while smearing red prints all over her skin. I can almost feel him kicking again.